So in last night's dev stream we got to see Ember's new rework. They talked about how her passive is basically going to be this weird kind of... what's the best way I can put this? They've changed the way that the heat proc is going to work from her. It's going to have added heat damage that will strip armor or reduce it. They are still playing with the passive, so it's not really a sure thing just yet, because you can see it's kind of in action when Fireball's cast. That's her first ability. It doesn't really have... I like the animation on this. This is going to be really good. Now, I am somebody who played Ember a lot. I'm talking an insane amount. And a lot of people, I've seen it, it was in the chat. I kind of wish I was logged in because there was the brilliant shard that was available if you actually watched this. Oh, I regret not being logged in for this one. The animation's good, but everybody's saying this is going to be a good rework. Yes, it will bring her up to date, it will change the way that she works, and honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to this just solely down to the looks of it. There was a few things about World on Fire that were kind of weird, but we'll get to that. Her first ability, Fireball there, has a hold to charge type system to it now, so you hold it in, you will cast a bigger fireball. That animation does look absolutely lovely though, didn't it? The fire looks really good, and I'm trying to do this in kind of one take without cutting the actual video in the background, so there are times like this when it's not really moving that I gotta kind of fill it with random weirdness. The second ability, called Immolation, yeah, that is basically going to build up like a fire charge. You can see it in the bottom right there. It's more like a fire shield, if we're being honest. It will reduce incoming damage, but they also talked about damage increase, which is probably going to be fire damage increase, and also an increase to cast speed as this ability fills up. The third ability will drain the Immolation. The third ability I can never remember the name of, and I regret not having it written down. Massively regret not having it written down. That is staying the same. This is a whole new second ability, and you can see it in the bottom right there. It is filling up. Once that has filled up, it will automatically discharge, and that was the third ability, Fire Blast. Yes, that's right. I've seen it in the bottom right. I'm kind of watching this while recording this. It sounds really weird to say, but yeah. But it's... the fire shield is something she should have had for quite a while, if we're being honest. She also should have had a buff. She did. I think there's an augment that makes her... well, her third ability... oh no, her old second ability used to give her an increase to fire. As weird as that was to say. Look at the animation of the Immolation on her now. As it builds up, you can see it is building up towards a discharge. That, however, is the new World on Fire. Yup, World on Fire is no longer going to be an AoE based on energy drain, the same as the shield. The shield is not going to have a drain on the energy, which is where this rework really comes into the whole, this could actually be really good. There isn't really a massive energy drain on Ember anymore. There used to be, but there isn't anymore. But World on Fire, it's more aimed towards the enemies, which means that, well, it may actually have its radius back, its reach, because over time the current one, it shrinks too quickly, and it's just... Ember is not at the moment what she used to be. She used to be great because that World on Fire used to have a large radius. It has some good animations. This World on Fire, that actually has some range to it. Yes, you have to cast it, and there is a duration timer. If you notice it, if it's not cut off in the bottom right, the duration counter is how long the enemies are going to stay on fire, because as they run around, they will be able to spread the fire to other enemies. Against the infected, this is going to be really, really useful. So will this rework make her to be a really, really good frame over what she is? Well, over what she is right now, anything will be a vast improvement, because World on Fire just isn't what it used to once be, because everybody used to use it, and they kind of nerfed her through the floor. This should bring back everything that has been lost to her. This will save Ember from the mastery fodder pile, which is where Ember is right now. She is, I'll just say, she is not where she used to be. She's not completely useless, but this will kind of save her. I miss the original one though, I really do. And I do like the fact that her third ability, it's more of an AoE now, so it's not based on duration. It's cast, they were talking about it may strip armor, but you can see World on Fire there wasn't even looking at the enemies, and it still hit them. So I'm kind of hoping that it works on any visible enemy within range, because that would really, really save her if you cast World on Fire and it just hit any enemies that are within a certain range, or a visible range, as a lot of them do. But anyway, I've gone on long enough, so we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.